Good afternoon and welcome to FT Sport. I'm Theo Bicknell and this is the Premier League's final day, and what a final day it promises to be. 10 matches all kicking off simultaneously at 4 o'clock this afternoon, and across every single one of them we will be live. There is drama at every corner of the table today, a title party that has been 22 years in the making, a managerial farewell to one of the greatest coaches this league has ever seen, a frantic scramble for European places that will not be resolved until the final whistles are blown, and at the very sharp end of English football's most recognisable clubs, it is, in every sense, everything you could ask for of a final day. But before we look into any of that, let us be absolutely clear what is at stake this afternoon at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, because in the long and winding history of this football club, there are very few afternoons that have mattered quite as much as this one. Well, Tottenham Hotspur are fighting for their Premier League survival. Just let that settle. A club that reached the Champions League final, a club that was a fixture in the top 4 for years, a club that plays in a 62,000-seater stadium. That is among the finest football venues in the world. This afternoon, they simply need to avoid relegation, and the fact that it has come to this, that a club of this stature, with this infrastructure, with this level of investment, is preparing to play a survival match on the final day of the season, is one of the most extraordinary stories English football has produced in a very long time. Roberto De Zerbi's side sit 2 points above 18th place West Ham United heading into this afternoon, and crucially, they carry a vastly superior goal difference over the Hammers. That combination means that a draw, a single point against Everton at home, will in all likelihood be sufficient to keep Tottenham in the Premier League for another season. Win, and it is done before they've even checked the result from the London Stadium. The mathematics on paper are manageable. What is not manageable, and what has defined this entire Tottenham season, is the psychological weight of this football club's home form. They have won just twice at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in the league all season, twice in 18 home matches. They have been winless at home in their last 10 Premier League games. A ground that cost over £1 billion to build, a ground that was supposed to be one of the great home fortresses in European football, has become a place of anxiety, of tension, and of unwelcome history. And it is there at that ground, in front of those supporters, that Tottenham must deliver their most important result of this season, this afternoon. To understand how Tottenham arrived here, you have to go back to the very beginning of this campaign. They started the season under Ange Postecoglou, a manager who, for all the criticism directed at him last year when Spurs finished 17th, was never truly in danger of relegation, as he balanced a heavily injury-hit squad with a run to the Europa League final. That run ended in glory. Tottenham are the reigning Europa League champions, but Aston Villa are now, and then remarkably, within months of that triumph, Postecoglou was gone. The season had turned catastrophic, and the club found itself staring down the possibility of relegation. Thomas Frank was brought in late June, arrived with a clear tactical identity and genuine optimism, and was dismissed in February, having been unable to arrest a slide that was gathering momentum far too quickly. Igor Tudor was appointed as his replacement and lasted 44 days, collecting just 1 point from a possible 15 in a tenure that represented a new low in what was already a dire season. 6 consecutive defeats, a record in the club history. A 15-game winless run in the league, and then in came Roberto De Zerbi, tasked with the inevitable job of saving a club that had forgotten how to win. And De Zerbi, to his considerable credit, has done enough. Draws against Brighton and Leeds, wins over Wolves and Aston Villa, a run that has given Tottenham fans something they had almost forgotten how to feel: hope. Not certainty, not comfort, but enough hope to believe that this afternoon at home against an Everton side whose own season has long since lost its meaningful edge, they can get the result they need. De Zerbi has spoken this week about the positivity in the group, about the front football he has been trying to implement, and about the belief he has been trying to restore in a squad that was clearly broken by the chaos of the first 2/3 of the campaign. Whether that is enough to carry them through 90 minutes of extraordinary pressure is the central question of this afternoon. Now let's talk about Everton, because David Moyes' side arrive at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium as something of a footnote in the broader narrative of this match, and yet they are far from irrelevant. There was a genuine moment, perhaps 6 or 7 weeks ago, where Everton looked, though, as far as they were pushing for a European finish. They were playing with purpose, with organisation, with the kind of defensive solidity that has been a hallmark of Moyes' managed sides throughout his career. That momentum has fallen away in the closing weeks of the season. Over the last 5 matches, Everton had collected just 2 points. They sit 12th in the table, and a European place is now realistically beyond them. Their season is drawing to a close without the crescendo it once looked capable of producing. But David Moyes is a professional manager of the highest order, and Everton will be properly organised, properly motivated, and properly prepared to make this as difficult as possible for Tottenham. This is not a side that will simply hand over 3 points because they have nothing to play for. Moyes does not work that way, and his players know it. There is also a very interesting personal dimension for Moyes himself. He managed West Ham for 5.5 years across 2 separate stints. He won the Conference League with them in 2023, the most significant trophy in the club's history in decades. And this afternoon, with West Ham needing Tottenham to lose to have any chance of survival, a Moyes managed Everton's side could inadvertently become the Hammers' greatest ally. Moyes was asked about that dynamic this week, and he was honest. He said he would love to help West Ham stay in the league if he can, but the greater priority is getting Everton that best possible finish and the prize money that comes with their final league position. he is a football manager first, but the subplot is undeniable and it will add another layer of intrigue to every moment of this afternoon at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. On team news, and this is significant for Tottenham supporters, Roberto De Zerbi has confirmed that both James Maddison and Dominic Solanke is available for selection this afternoon. Maddison in particular has been one of the most important players in the De Zerbi era at Spurs. His ability to receive the ball under pressure, to find angles that others miss, to be the composed voice on the pitch when the noise around him is at its loudest. That is exactly what this afternoon demands. De Zerbi was careful with his words around Maddison's involvement, suggesting a decision on how many minutes he can play is still to be assessed based on his physical condition, but the confirmation of his availability alone will still be received with considerable relief by the Tottenham supporters. Solanke is fit and available, though again whether he starts remains to be decided. Watchalong is expected to lead the attack, and there are a few players in this league better suited to this precise type of occasion. The Brazilian forward thrives in high pressure, high emotion matches. He scored twice in his last 3 games, and he knows Everton inside out from his time at the club, and he carries with him the kind of relentless energy and commitment that a survival battle demands. He will be desperate to be the hero this afternoon. There is, however, one significant absentee, and it is one that has generated considerable discussion this week. Cristian Romero, Tottenham's captain, has flown to Argentina rather than be present for what is unquestionably the most important match of his club's season. De Zerbi was asked about that decision at his press conference, and he was measured in his response, choosing not to condemn publicly what was clearly a complicated situation. Not all leaders are the same, he said, and he left it there. It's a comment that says something without saying everything, and it is a storyline that will linger beyond this afternoon regardless of the result. Mickey van der Ven, in Romero's absence, carries much of the defensive leadership for this Tottenham side. He spoke to us ahead of the match with a clarity and directness that was genuinely impressive. He acknowledged the home form has been unacceptable. He did not shy away from that, and he acknowledged that Tottenham have put themselves in this situation through their own results. But he pointed firmly to the performances under De Zerbi and to the quality that has been evidenced in recent weeks, even without the results always reflecting it. And he said they simply need to win. Put this season behind them and move forward. It is the right mentality. Whether it is enough for what 4 o'clock will tell us. We have a great deal more still to come on Tottenham and Everton, as well as full coverage of all nine other fixtures kicking off simultaneously this afternoon. We will be right back after this short break, so stay with us on FT Sport. It's going to be an absolute thriller. welcome back to FT Sport. I'm Theo Bicknell, and we are 45 minutes away from what promises to be maybe one of the most dramatic afternoons of Premier League football in recent memory. Before we return to Tottenham Everton, let's take a look at what's happening across the rest of today's fixtures, because while the survival battle is the story that carries the most immediate weight, there is no shortage of compelling narratives to follow this afternoon. Let's start at the London Stadium, where West Ham host Leeds in a match that represents the Hammers' last and, in truth, unlikely chance of avoiding the drop. West Ham's situation is mathematically clear and psychologically brutal. They must win. That much is non-negotiable, and they must simultaneously have Tottenham lose at home to Everton. Both things need to happen. If only one does, West Ham are relegated. If neither does, West Ham are relegated. The single path to survival for this club this afternoon runs through a set of circumstances that the odds are heavily stacked against, but football has produced stranger things, and Nuno Espirito Santo's side will walk out the London Stadium this afternoon determined to do their part and let the rest take care of itself. To understand the scale of what has gone wrong at West Ham this season, it is worth remembering where they were not so long ago. Conference League winners in 2023, a club with European pedigree, top half finishes, and a squad full of international footballers. And yet the decisions made in the boardroom and in the transfer market in the years since have gradually eroded that foundation. A dreadful run of just 4 points from 30 available between late November and mid-January sits at the heart of their predicament. Nuno steadied the ship between February and March, and for a period it genuinely looked as though West Ham might escape, but recent defeats to Brentford and Newcastle, both limp, both lacking the defensive resilience and attacking conviction that a relegation battle demands, have left them needing a miracle on the final day. They have won just 3 of their last 8 at the London Stadium. Leeds have drawn 6 of their last 7 away from home, and a draw is precisely what condemns West Ham. The key player for the Hammers this afternoon has to be Jarrod Bowen, the captain, the talisman, the player who has been their most consistent source of threat all season. He ranks among the top 5% wingers in the Premier League this season for shots, big chances and successful dribbles. Everything that West Ham hope to create this afternoon will flow through him, and it needs to be the performance of his season exactly at the right moment. Tati Castellanos offers a physical presence in the attack, and Mateus Fernandes has been genuinely excellent in midfield throughout the campaign. But Bowen is the one who must produce the extraordinary. Leeds, for their part, have nothing left to fight for in terms of their own standing. They can finish as high as 11th, which would be their best non-Covid season finish since 2002, and Daniel Farke's side have shown throughout this season that they are a well-organised, disciplined football team that does not give games away. This will not be easy for West Ham. It may well prove impossible. Now let us turn to the other end of the table and to a story that could not be more different in its emotional texture. At Selhurst Park this afternoon, Arsenal prepare to lift the Premier League trophy for the first time in their 22 years. Mikel Arteta's side were crowned champions earlier this week when Manchester City dropped points, and this afternoon is the culmination of a season that for the red half of North London has been nothing short of extraordinary. Crystal Palace are expected to give Arsenal a guard of honour before kick-off, which will be powerful and a lasting image in its own right. The match itself carries very little competitive meaning. Both sides are expected to rotate their squads heavily, and with good reason. Arsenal face Paris Saint-Germain in the Champions League final next weekend. Crystal Palace face Rayo Vallecano in the UEFA Conference League final in Leipzig on Wednesday. 2 London clubs in 2 European finals in the same week. The occasions beyond this afternoon are truly what defines both clubs' seasons, but that trophy lift, Martin Odegaard raising the Premier League trophy above his head in front of an Arsenal end that will be entirely lost in celebration, that will be the image of the day from Selhurst Park, and it will be played around the world for years to come. And then moving to Manchester, there is the most emotionally charged occasion of the entire afternoon, and arguably of the entire season. Pep Guardiola manages Manchester City for the final time this afternoon, after a decade at the Etihad Stadium, after transforming this club beyond recognition, after winning everything there is to win in English and European football. One of the greatest managers the game has ever produced takes his final bow. City lost the title race to Arsenal this week, a result that will sting because Guardiola has never made any secret of his desire to win, but they secured a domestic cup double, and his record at this club is a monument to sustained excellence. 6 Premier League titles, 2 FA Cups, 2 League Cups, and the Champions League in 2023. The moment that finally completed the set. The Etihad will be a place of genuine, deep emotion this afternoon, and it deserves to be. Aston Villa won the Europa League title in Istanbul on Wednesday with a 3-0 victory over Freiburg, their first European trophy since they won the European Cup in 1982, and Unai Emery is expected to rotate his squad considerably following those midweek excursions. John Stones and Bernardo Silva both depart this summer after a combined 19 years of service to Manchester City. Erling Haaland, the Premier League's top scorer for the third time in 4 seasons with 27 goals to his name, will be looking to give his manager the send-off he deserves. There is the very real possibility of an emotional, celebratory, spectacular afternoon at the Etihad, and Guardiola, whatever else he has been during his time in English football, has always known how to command a moment. Back now to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, because it is always back to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium on a day like this. The conversation around this fixture is focused, understandably, on Spurs, but on their home form, on their squad, on the remarkable collapse that has brought them to this point. But Everton deserve attention too, because they are not a side without quality. David Moyes has been meticulous in his preparation, and there are players that in their Everton squad that are capable of hurting Tottenham on the counter-attack, which is precisely the kind of football that a nervous, possession-heavy home side can be vulnerable to. Idrissa Gueye is listed as a doubt for this week, while Jared Braithwaite and Jack Grealish both remain on the treatment table. But Moyes will work with what he has, and what he has is enough to cause problems if Tottenham are not at their best from the first whistle. The crowd inside the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium this afternoon will be extraordinary, anxious, loud and desperate. The question is whether that energy transmits into the players as fuel, or whether it becomes something heavier that is harder to carry. We'll be right back with more on the European race and the remaining fixtures, and then as we approach 4 o'clock our complete attention returns to North London and the match that defines this final day. Stay with us here on FT Sport. Welcome back to FT Sport. I'm Theo Bicknell. The clock is ticking towards 4 o'clock and we are building steadily towards a remarkable afternoon in the Premier League, and it promises to be a remarkable simultaneous kick-off here on the final day. Let us now look at the European race in full, because what is unfolding in the mid-table this afternoon is a genuinely fascinating battle for continental places, one that will shift with every goal scored across 4 or 5 different venues. At Anfield, Liverpool host Brentford in what appears on the surface to be a straightforward fixture for the home side, but this Liverpool season has been anything but straightforward, and Arne Slot's side will take nothing for granted. They need just a point to mathematically confirm a top 5 finish and their place in next season's Champions League. Though a defeat combined with a specific set of results elsewhere could yet see them miss out, a scenario that would represent a catastrophic ending to a deeply disappointing campaign. The real story going into this match, however, is not about points or positions. It is about farewells. Mohamed Salah will in all probability be playing his final match as a Liverpool player this afternoon. 9 years at Anfield, an extraordinary legacy, a goal-scoring record that stands alongside the greatest in this club's history, and yet the circumstances surrounding his departure have been complicated by a public disagreement with Slot, a social media post that was widely interpreted as a thinly veiled criticism of the manager's approach. Whether Salah features in the starting 11 is one of the most closely watched selection decisions of the entire season, when the team sheets are released at 2:45. Andy Robertson is another Liverpool servant expected to make his final appearance, a player who has given enormous commitment to this club across nearly a decade, and the Anfield faithful will want to give both men the farewell they deserve, whatever the outcome on the pitch. For Brentford, under Keith Andrews, this has been a truly remarkable season, one that began amid genuine anxiety about relegation and ends with a realistic chance of European football. They need to win to have any chance of finishing 7th and qualifying for the Europa League. Igor Thiago has been exceptional for the Bees this season. Only Erling Haaland has scored more Premier League goals than the Brazilian forward, who received his World Cup call-up this week. And he will be a physical and technical for Liverpool's defence. Mikel Damsgaard, Brentford's most creative presence, will need to find space against the Liverpool midfield that, whatever its limitations this season, remains capable of high quality. Kieran Kelleher, who faces his former employers, will need a strong performance in goal if Brentford are to get the result their European ambitions demand. Over the Amex Stadium, Brighton host Manchester United in a fixture that carries a wonderful sense of symmetry. 2 seasons ago, it was Manchester United who arrived at this ground on the final day of the season, needing a result to secure European football, with their Champions League hopes hanging by a thread. This time, the roles are completely reversed. Under Michael Carrick, whose appointment as a permanent manager was confirmed as having guided the club from genuine uncertainty to a guaranteed third-place finish, Manchester United have nothing left to play for this afternoon. Third is confirmed. Carrick is expected to rotate his squad with next season clearly in mind, looking at combinations and individuals who may form the core of his plans going forward. Questions about squad depth, about the future of certain senior players, about recruitment priorities will all be in his thinking. For Brighton, by contrast, the stakes could not be higher. Fabian Hursl's side need to win to guarantee European football. The minimum outcome they are targeting is Conference League football, but there are scenarios, narrow, specific, requiring results to fall a particular way, in which a Brighton victory could place them in the Europa League, or even, in the most precise of circumstances, involving Aston Villa finishing 5th and Bournemouth losing, or in next season's Champions League. There you go. Hurst's side have only lost 3 home matches all season, and they concede fewer than 1 goal per game at the Amex on average. This is a well-organised, well-coached football team with genuine belief in their own ability to deliver in the big moments. With Kamaru Mitoma absent through injury, the creative and directional weight falls on Yankuba Minter, who has shown throughout this season that he's capable of moments of real brilliance. He will need to be at his very best. At the Stadium of Light, Sunderland hosts Chelsea in a match that feels, on first glance, like a routine end-of-season fixture. But look more closely, and there is a great deal riding on it for both sides. Sunderland's return to the Premier League has been one of the stories of the season. Regis Labrie has overseen a campaign of genuine quality, well organised, energetic, with a group of players who have clearly bought into the manager's methods and who have consistently punched above their weight in terms of results of the division's stronger sides. They sit 10th going into this final day. A win could move them as high as 7th, and while European qualification from that position requires results elsewhere to fall their way, the ambition and intent are real. There is also the matter of local pride. A Sunderland win today and the right set of results could see them finish above Newcastle in the final standings for the first time since the 2016 and 2017 season. In the north-east of England, that carries a significance that goes well beyond 3 points. For Chelsea and Xabi Alonso, this is a match with very direct implications. They need to win to secure European football. A draw may be enough depending on other results, but with the uncertainty that exists across the table this afternoon, 3 points is the only result that give Chelsea genuine comfort. Alonso faces a substantial job of reconstruction this summer, and with questions about identity, recruitment and culture all needing to be addressed. How Chelsea perform in this final match will tell us something, at least about the mindset of a squad preparing for a very different kind of season next year. We'll be right back after this break with our final look at the remaining fixtures and a full focus on what is at stake at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Everything is building towards 4 o'clock. Do not go anywhere. Welcome back to FT Sport. I'm Theo Bicknell, and we are now in the final few minutes of our build-up. Kick-off is approaching, and across the country, in grounds from London to Manchester to the north-east, footballers are warming up. Managers are delivering their final words in the dressing room, and supporters are settling into their seats with the particular heightened awareness that only the final day of the season can produce. Let us be absolutely clear about the permutations one more time, because this afternoon the margins matter. For Tottenham Hotspur, the paths to safety are as follows. Win this afternoon against Everton and they are safe, regardless of what happens anywhere else. Draw this afternoon and they will, in all likelihood, remain in the Premier League. Their goal difference advantage over West Ham is so substantial, standing at 12 goals. And the Hammers would need to win their own match by an extraordinary margin to overturn it. Lose this afternoon and they need West Ham win simultaneously to Spurs face relegation. That is the only combination of results that sends this club to the Championship for the first time in 49 years. Every other outcome keeps them up. For West Ham, the arithmetic is as straightforward as it is unforgiving. They must win at the London Stadium against Leeds, and they must have Tottenham lose at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium to Everton. Both conditions must be satisfied. One without the other is not enough. A draw of their own is not enough. Their fate, in every meaningful sense, is not in their own hands, and that is the cruelest aspect of where they find themselves on this final day. They can do everything right for 90 minutes at the London Stadium and still go down, simply because Tottenham do what they are expected to do. That uncertainty, that dependence on someone else's result is the defining feature of West Ham's afternoon. The financial consequences of relegation for either club are worth stating plainly because they inform the entire emotional temperature of what we are about to witness. For Tottenham, the estimated fall in annual revenue from relegation is in the region of £261 million. Their current wage bill sits at approximately £254 million against a championship average of £38 million. The gap is almost incomprehensible. Key players across the squad, those with ambitions in the Champions League, those who represent their countries at the highest level, those who simply have spent their careers building reputations at the top of European football, will be reassessing their positions at this club within days of relegation being confirmed. Dejan Kulusevski, Mickey van der Ven, Guglielmo Ricardo, Xabi Simons, James Maddison, the list of players whose futures would be immediately thrown into question, and it is a long and expensive one. The rebuild from relegation for a club of this size is not a one-year project. Football finance experts have been clear on that this week. It would be a multi-year undertaking with consequences that would reverberate through every commercial matchday and broadcasting agreement that the club currently holds. For West Ham, the figure is closer to £100 million in lost revenue for a club that has already posted a £104 million loss in its most recent financial year. Their 62,500 seat London Stadium, a source of enormous pride and ambition in the Premier League, becomes a significant financial burden in the Championship. The human costs, job losses, pay cuts, contracts renegotiated would follow quickly. And this is what makes today's matches at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium and the London Stadium so much more than 90 minutes of football. These are the moments with consequences that will echo for years. Let's look across the rest of the afternoon one final time. Arsenal will lift the Premier League trophy at Selhurst Park. 22 years since they last held it, and the images from that trophy ceremony will define the visual memory of this season in English football. Pep Guardiola manages his final fixture at the Etihad Stadium. A decade of extraordinary achievement is going to be brought to a close in front of a crowd that knows at the Etihad that is witnessed a historic tenure. Bournemouth are chasing Champions League glory at Nottingham Forest. Brighton need a result of the Amex to secure Europe. Sunderland and Chelsea go head to head at the Stadium of Light with European places on the line. Liverpool say farewell to Mohamed Salah and Andy Robertson at Anfield. William Ozula and Newcastle head to Craven Cottage. Zion Fleming and Matthias Mayne bring their respective clubs' difficult seasons to an end at Turf Moor. Across every one of those fixtures, we will be live and bring you every significant development as it happens. But our primary focus, our main event on this final day of the Premier League season, is Tottenham Hotspur against Everton. Roberto De Zerbi needs his players to be positive from the first whistle, not cautious, not reactive, not sitting back and hoping for the point that mathematics suggests should be enough. In survival football, the teams that play for safety are invariably the ones who find it the hardest to obtain. Tottenham needs to be on the front foot. They need to play with the attacking intent that De Zerbi has been building towards since his arrival. They need Maddison finding the passes that unlock an Everton defence that will be compact and organised. They need Richarlison winning the physical battles. They need the runs, carrying the pressure that a centre forward must carry in a match like this. They need Van der Ven commanding and composing and refusing to allow the anxiety of the occasion to infect the defensive line. And they need their supporters, those extraordinary, passionate, long-suffering supporters who have endured on a season beyond of any previous measure of difficulty, to be the fuel rather than the weight. The Tottenham Hotspur Stadium can be a source of energy this afternoon. It needs to be. For 90 minutes this afternoon, this football club needs to be exactly what it was always supposed to be. 49 years since they were last relegated. A trophy cabinet that includes European trophies. A stadium that speaks to the ambition of what this club wants to be. All of it on the line this afternoon in North London. This is Tottenham's moment to show they belong here. It starts at 4 o'clock from all of us here at FT Sport and Theo Bicknell. It is time for the final day. Welcome back. We are around about 8 minutes or 7 away from kick-off here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Spurs, Everton, our main fixture today, but let's quickly show you all the other of the 10 matches ongoing today. Brighton and Man United, that's a 4 PM kick-off. They're all 4 PM kick-offs. Burnley will give Arsenal a guard of honour going out of the tunnel. Fulham, Newcastle, 4 PM kickoff at Craven Cottage. Liverpool take on Brentford at Anfield, where they will say goodbye to Mohamed Salah and Andy Robertson. Manchester City against Aston Villa, 4 PM kickoff, Etihad Stadium, where they say goodbye to Pep Guardiola. 10 years at the club comes to an end. Nottingham Forest, Bournemouth, big clash for European positions. Sunderland, Chelsea, another one, big clash for European positions. Tottenham, Everton, the other side of that, relegation, and West Ham, Leeds, also that. That is another 4 PM kickoff. They're all 4 PM kickoffs. West Ham must win against Leeds, and Tottenham must lose to Everton for West Ham to stay in the Premier League. And Tottenham, if they get a singular point, if they draw at minimum to Everton, they stay up. Or if Tottenham lose, West Ham gets a draw or worse, they will still stay in the Premier League. It is a lot on the cards, and we will be bringing you it all. We have got a lot of screens up here, so expect us to keep you across all the action. 10 games at once. Are you ready? because it begins in a few moments' time. The final day here on FT Sport starts after this break. Well, welcome then to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. The final day will decide Tottenham's fate. Will they stay in the Premier League or will they be relegated to the Championship? You never know. We know the sides coming up to the Premier League will be Hull, Coventry and Ipswich. Will it be either of those three teams that replaces Tottenham in around about 2 hours' time? We will find out just that. Everton here, 12th in the table, great season for them. They said they're not going to hand relegation for West Ham on a silver platter. They will work today against Tottenham. They would love Tottenham to go down. And that is what David Moyes' sides look to aim today. On the other hand, West Ham, we can see Jared Bowen in the tunnel. He looks on and he looks like he wants to stay up. West Ham must win to stay up against Leeds. Leeds get a singular point. Well, it's all over. The team's coming out though here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, and this will be a stadium where the crowd will be anxious, nervous, but try and cheer for their team at the same time. The flags are out in the stands. There's a bit of signage that says all together always. We'll find out if they are all together at the end of this 90 minutes. The pyrotechnics going off. They might not have enough money for them next season, because this decides a lot in terms of budget next season. They might not have this player current group they have right now. Richarlison, one of those. They maybe the most expensive there on the touchline. Roberto De Zerbi comes out. He knows this could be anything. David Moyes gives him a stern look. He wants to punish him. We will find out what happens. And as the players shake hands, let's take you through both sides' starting lineups. For Tottenham Hotspur, it's a 4-2-3-1 formation with Kinski in there. It's a back four of Udogie. The captain today, Van der Ven, after Cristian Romero, is in attendance today, but he was going to be in Argentina. We'll talk about that in a second. Danzo and Porro are also part of that back four. It's a defensive midfield of Palhinha and Bentancur, an attacking midfield of Tell and Gallagher and Spence, and up front it's Richarlison. And for Everton, it's the same formation of 4-2-3-1 with Pickford in net, a back four of O'Brien, Tarkowski, Keane and Mikolenko, a defensive midfield of Garner and Igabrunem, and then an attacking midfield of Roll, Dewsbury Hall and Ndiaye, and up front it's Barry. And we can take you now through the bench for both sides. For Tottenham, Vicario, Dragusin, Gray, James Madison, Lucas Bergevall, Pepe Sarr, Yves Bizuma, Dominic Solanke and Randall Colomani. And for Everton on the bench, Mark Travers, Adam Azanu, Charlie Alcaraz, Harrison Armstrong, Seamus Coleman, Beto, Dwight McNeil, Tyler Diblin and Tyreek George. The injured players for Tottenham, there's quite a few of them. Ben Davis, Cristian Romero, who is still in attendance today, we can confirm. Dejan Kulagveski, Zari Shimons, Mohamed Kudus and Wilson Odeber, all with injuries. And for Everton, all of these with injuries: Idris Gueye, Jared Brentford and Jack Grealish. And the managers Tottenham Hotspur, Roberto De Zerbi, and for Everton, David Moyes. The top scorers for the Tottenham side, the top scorer in the Premier League this season is Richarlison with 11 goals this season. We'll bring you some quick bullet points. Tottenham are winless in 10 home league games, their longest such run since 1994. Some insights: Tottenham now. Tottenham have won just twice at home in the Premier League this season. Tottenham have scored 13 goals in the last 4 home meetings with Everton, conceding just 1. A win guarantees Premier League survival after their Chelsea defeat took the battle to the final day, and Spurs have won 10 of 15 home meetings with Everton, losing just once in 2020. And for Everton, Tottenham have won their last 4 home meetings with Everton by a combined 13-1 scoreline. Everton have won just once in 15 visits to Tottenham's home ground. They are winless in 6 Premier League matches despite taking the lead in each of the last 3, and Everton have won only 1 of their last 8 Premier League matches after their European hopes faded. Well then, teams across the country now in puddles. It's a bit of a later kick-off. They're advertised to kick off at 4. However, none of them have really got underway at 4. We're just seeing a few games get underway now. The likes of Nottingham Forest, Bournemouth, all of them getting underway. But, like we said, our focus is here on the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. We will be bringing you updates throughout the race for Europe, the race against relegation, as it goes on. But we are underway here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. The kits look like this. Tottenham in their white home kits, and Everton in their blue. And Everton already attacking early, and trying to play a ball inside the box, but it's going to go out for a corner, I believe, here. Yes, it will. So good start for Everton. They're pressing early, and that is not what you want to see if you are a Tottenham supporter. Already taking a big bit of momentum in this match. And we can also let you know, you can see in the top right hand of your screen, West Ham Leeds have just gotten underway. That score will be live, and we will keep you updated as this afternoon goes. Corner played into the box here, but played right back out to the edge of the box. Everton still with possession. This is now on the ball Dewsbury Hall. Dewsbury Hall tries to play it into the box. Heads go up, and it's headed away by Tottenham. And it was Benton Kerr now who has to chase this, but he can't. And Everton play it back to their keeper, Pickford. And Pickford, so far this season, he's been good for Everton. And we'll see what he can provide today in terms of saves. Ball's going to go out for a throw-in. And it will be a Tottenham throw-in. And no goals yet in any of the 10 games, but like we said, that will change, and we will let you know. Udogie will throw it back in for Tottenham. A bit of a hustle going on between Richarlison, but it's Richarlison who win it, and here comes Tottenham on the attack. Now on the edge, here is Gallagher. Gallagher nearly goes down, tries to play it to Richarlison, but loses the ball. And now Tottenham regain possession of it. Player goes down. It will be a free kick for Tottenham outside of the box. And it was going down there, Benton Kerr. And Christian Romero, we'll talk about him very quickly. The captain, or not today, the captain of Spurs though, usually, is injured and was expected not to watch today's game. He was expected to fly to Argentina to watch his boyhood club River Plate. From what we understand, he is in attendance though today. He's changed his mind. Roberto De Zerbi was not happy about that fact, we'll just say that. Players lined up on the outside of the box. 3 minutes gone, still scoreless in all of the games around the Premier League. That will change though, and we will let you know. And now on the bottom of your screen, you can see all 4 games in the race for Europe. Free kick for Tottenham. Play it into the box, it's headed out. And Tarkowski There, high-fiving Pickford. It's going to be a Tottenham corner. Yeah, it's one of those situations where ball comes in, you don't know what's behind you, you just got to header it away, and lovely stuff. And all 4 of those games in the race for Europe: Liverpool, Brentford, Brighton, Man United, Man City, Aston Villa, Nottingham Forest, Bournemouth, they're on the bottom of your screen. All of them are 0-0. Goals from corners. Spurs have had 17 so far this season, just behind one of Arsenal's. And ball is played in now to the box. Richarlison headers it, and it's headed once again, defended by Everton though. Ball still up in the air, and it comes back down. Tottenham have possession now on the edge of the box, fighting for it, and in the end of it, it's Ndiaye who wins it for Everton, and maybe a counter-attack for Everton, but they've lost the ball. Player goes down. It will be a Tottenham free kick in their own half, and it was Jed Spence, I believe, who goes down there. Yeah, the possibility of a counter-attack for Everton just shows they're willing to attack. So we'll find out how that changes. We're only 4 minutes in, but there's still 86 minutes to go, and there's definitely a lot of goals in this one, I think. Roberto De Zerbi watching on. 8 points from 6 games as Spurs head coach. 1-2, drawn 2, lost 2. One of those wins coming against Aston Villa, and that was at Villa Park as well. The Villa Park crowd wasn't happy about that one. Now Tottenham in Everton's half, and they've got a bit of attacking conviction here. They take a goal here. This puts them firmly in favour to stay up. Ball is with Jed Spence. A shot from outside is deflected. A chance from Pedro Porro. It goes out here. Going to be a throw-in. They could play this into the box here, this throw-in. Looks like Jed Spence will look to throw it in. Or will he hand it off? He will hand it off. And will head into the box himself. Thrown into just the edge of the box for Tottenham. Porro tries to play a cross in, gets a deflection. Keeper's gone down here. Maybe a chance for Tottenham. The ball is in the box. Tottenham, oh, it's hit the crossbar and gone out. Big chance for Tottenham. Well, they get some sort of the woodwork. So close. Keeper Pickford looked in trouble. Massive chance there. And it will be Gallagher who will be thinking he could have scored there. Pickford looked nervy. He had a collision with one of his own players. You don't want to do that. We've had a goal in the Premier League, and it's come in that battle for 19th place in the table. Whoever wins gets 19th, and currently it's going towards Wolves. Adam Armstrong has scored a penalty there. So the game where not really anyone expected a high-scoring affair from 2 low-point-scoring sides has given the first goal of this afternoon in the Premier League. Wolves ahead 1-0. Everton with possession. O'Brien tries to find a ball through to the attacking players of his squad, but loses it. Ball now with Kinski in net for Tottenham. We can go to London Stadium where there was almost a chance for Leeds to take the advantage. Ball's played in, and it was Calvert-Lewin who could have just shot it in, but the looks like it wasn't Calvert-Lewin, sorry, it was Mecha, and it was a missed touch from him, and the ball goes out for a goal kick. Still scoreless there. If that was a goal, West Ham could have kissed bye-bye to the Premier League nearly. Everton with possession, and they've lost it. Here come Tottenham. You've got to say Tottenham, although they haven't looked the best this season on paper, they're looking good now. Ball played into the box, cleared by Everton. Everton trying to stay and hold on to possession, but they gain it momentarily. They lose it once again. Porro asking for the ball. He gets the ball now, and still some pressing being played by Everton, and it results in Tottenham having to play the ball back. Now here come Tottenham once again. played into the box. No one's there except from one of Everton's own, Royal. And now it's back with Tottenham in the centre circle. 8 minutes gone, still scoreless here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. And now here come Tottenham, maybe on a counter-attack. A goal here could do something. It's deflected off of an Everton player. It's Tarkowski with the deflection. Now here come Tottenham once again. And they're trying to play a ball into the box here. They're trying to develop play from this right area of the edge of the box. Maybe is it a missed touch? Will it go out? It does go out. It's going to be a corner for Tottenham. And the doggy has an interesting device on him. It's that jaw. Shouldn't affect his play, but might be an injury he's overcoming today. Just under 10 minutes to go. West Ham game still 0-0. Their record under Nuno this season, 32 games, 8 wins, 9 draws and 15 defeats. As it stands, Tottenham are staying up. Corner about to be played in for Tottenham, which it is now. Corner played into the middle of the box, headed on it by the Tottenham player, and oh, the shot goes just wide. Disappointing from Danzo. Yeah, and it's a clear opportunity. The ball comes in, header, and it's played right to Danzo. Yes, there's a few defenders. There's the likes of Keane and Tarkowski trying to block it, but at least you've got to have a shot on target. There's no deflection at all. And he plays it wide. But we can now see the Spurs bench and Cristian Romero, the man they were talking about not even being at the fixture, is there in attendance at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. We can now officially confirm that because we've seen him throwing for Tottenham in their own half. It will be Telu throws it back in and headed back out, and this time it will be an Everton throw in. Roberto De Zerbi handing the ball. And now Everton have possession. They will look to attack. They've seen a few counter-attacking opportunities, but they've not taken them. Player down here, but it looks like they're going to get back up. This is it's not a worrying sight, but already back up, so looks good for Everton on that front. Roberto De Zerbi now sat in his chair, and as a result of that Everton player going down, it will be a free kick for Everton. Not that far, but they could play it into the box here. Tarkowski and Garner stood, and it will be ball played in, but it looked to be a through ball that could have gone to Royal, but didn't get there. Instead it went to Kinski, the Tottenham goalkeeper, instead. Rolls it out to his Tottenham back four, who now tried to play it to the front here. Tottenham have looked good inside these opening 10 minutes, and they have possession here in Everton's half. They're going to try press here, play it out wide to the likes of Matthias Tell. Udogi now with it. Back to Palhinha, across the halfway line, and going backwards now, Tottenham. Every game in the Premier League is 0-0 except from Wolves Burnley, which is 1-0. Tell trying to get through the Everton defence here, which he does. Instead, a foul's given, and instead of taking advantage, they will take the free kick. Yellow card given out as a result of it. Yellow card given out to O'Brien. Yeah, it was just clinging on to the shoulder there of Tell. I believe it's a clear yellow card. It's Jake O'Brien's 6th yellow card this season, the Irish man. And Tottenham have a free kick as a result. They can play it into the box, this one. And there is an Everton player on the bench getting very rowdy. I think he's having a word with a Tottenham fan. This is I'm trying to find out. I think it's Coleman. It's Seamus Coleman who's gone up. We're going back into it because the ball's played into the box here, and maybe a chance. Goes over. Yeah, it goes over by quite a long way. Needs to do so much better at the back post there, Tottenham. Well, the tempers are flaring. It's Palhini who needs to do so much better here. Disappointing. Well, they've had the most shots. In fact, Everton have had no shots. 7 shots for Tottenham. None of them on target, but they've all been threatening. And Seamus Coleman involved with a confrontation with a fan on the bench. We will let you know more on that as we get it. All we've seen is he goes up to the fan. He's been taken back to his bench. That's all we know. We'll keep you updated on the situation. There's a corner at the London Stadium for West Ham, which Somerville plays in, but it's headed away, and Somerville has it on the edge of the box, and they play the ball into the back post, but it's headed away by Leeds. We'll keep you updated on that game. That is 0-0, as they tried to play another ball into the box, but it's missed horrendously, and Leeds will get it. As we go back to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, still 0-0 in all of the other games except from that Wolves-Burnley game, with Wolves taking that 1-0 advantage. Kinski plays it to Danzo. Danzo trying to play it down the line now, across the halfway line. Here comes Tottenham. They're playing with a bit of high tempo here. Ball played into the top, which Richarlison leaves it for Tell. Tell on the edge of the box. Tell plays it. Palhini with a shot. Gets deflected. Here is Udogie. Back to Tell. Tell could play it back to Udogie, but instead he's going to go for glory. And decides instead to go back to Udogie. Palfinia now with it. Palfinia to Tell. Udogie's gone into the box. Ball can be played in. Headed away by Everton. Palhinia rescues it for Tottenham. And now he plays it out to Danzo. Danzo plays it to the other side. They're calling for handball. And it is given as a handball as it goes up to Jed Spencer's hand. And a big chance for West Ham at the London Stadium. It was a big chance, and it had to be headed away by Struijk. It was deflected well. West Ham take a goal lead, and Everton just need a goal. Well, the table can turn, and maybe we'll find out if there could be hydration breaks or not very shortly. But if there is, that score update, if West Ham score before that, what sort of psychological affairs could that play on the Tottenham players' mind? We'll find out. Still scoreless though at the London Stadium. Everton trying to get the ball back here, but a foul occurred. O'Brien once again involved. He's got to be careful. He's on that yellow card already. Yeah, it goes in here on Matthias Tell. And once again, he's pushing Tell away. He's got to be careful not to get a sending off here. Tottenham with possession in their own half. Ball played to Van der Ven. Now to Palhinia. Palhinia with 23 touches in this match. Kinski. Kinski boots it, tries to get it to Danzo or Spence. And none of them are able to get there. Ball played back to Pickford for Everton. And a long ball played over the top here, which could inflict some damage to the scoreline, but doesn't in the end. Tottenham clear it away from their own harm. And Palhinia now pressing on the wing. Goes down here. Advantage played. And they lose the ball, Tottenham. But they are still playing on. Tottenham are able to return to their own possession in their own box. And this is a ball play to Kinski. 17 minutes gone. Score still 0-0. Porro with it. Porro so far in this match, 16 touches, mainly on the edge of that box, around that wing area as well. And as Tottenham relax, we'll quickly update you on all these scores. from this final day. Just a moment. It's Tottenham around the halfway line here. Maybe trying to do something. Palfinia now pressing high up. Palfinia nearly dispossessed here. Maybe a chance for Royal. And foul occurred. And his boots come off here actually. Gone down Palfinia, calling for a card. Doesn't get one. And let's take you through all the score lines throughout the Premier League final day. Brighton 0, Man United 0, Burnley 0, Wolves 1, Crystal Palace 0, Crystal Palace 0, Arsenal 0. We've got a goal to bring you at Craven Cottage. We'll talk about that game in a second. Liverpool 0, Brentford 0, Man City 0, Aston Villa 0, Nottingham Forest 0, Bournemouth 0, Sunderland 0, Chelsea 0, Tottenham 0, Everton 0, and West Ham 0, Leeds 0. A lot of 0-0s, but one goal line that has changed is the one at Craven Cottage, where Izzy Diop has scored for Fulham against Newcastle. That goal makes it 1-0 Fulham against Newcastle, and the season for Newcastle just gets worse. Two players down here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Referee with a very stern look. Referee in this fixture is Michael Oliver. He's known to be a harsh referee, but statistically, the final day of the Premier League season is the lowest in terms of cards given out. Roll. One of the players down here, the captain Van der Ven. Tottenham also down here. I mean, he looks in agony, but you never know. Yeah, Van der Ven. It's more like Roll just kicks Van der Ven towards that shin area. Van der Ven goes down, and Roll also goes down with it. But at the end of the day, fourth official having a word to Roberto De Zerbi here. Madison up, just in case he needs to be substituted off. Bit of a limp for Van der Ven, but I think he should be fine to continue. Yeah, bench standing up here. Looking as if they want to make the sub, maybe Van der Ven. But I don't think they will in the end. Maximum, I think they'll say to the bench is go warm up. I mean, it is already hot here, but warming up the body is crucial. Free kick for Everton. It's played into the box but headed away. It will be a goal kick for Tottenham. Yeah, Garner and Tarkowski, they look dangerous during that, but the header off of Everton is just played wide. Doesn't threaten anyone at all. Goal kick played by Tottenham, and Everton trying to get the ball back here towards that wing area, and Tottenham regain it back. Palfinia on the ball. Palfinia has the most touches in this match now with 33. Really towards the centre area of the pitch. But he's contributed high up when he needs to. Part of that defensive midfield of two. With Benton Kerr, who's seen 6 touches of the ball this afternoon. Tottenham now trying to play forward here. Along the wing here, ball played to Jed Spence. Spence plays the ball in, it's come off Pickford. Pickford has to return to his net quickly. He does. And slows the tempo down here, Tottenham, on the edge of the box. Palfinia now with it. Played out wide. Tell now on the ball. And Tarkowski puts his hands up as Tell goes down. And we've got a goal to bring you at the Etihad, but first, big chance here for Tottenham. Yeah, Jed Spence plays a lovely ball. It looks like he's trying to go to Richarlison. If Pickford doesn't get his hands in the way, that was definitely going to Richarlison. It's a lovely, lovely hand by Pickford. And I think he stopped a goal there, definitely. Well, because it's so hot, here we've got hydration breaks now across the league. And we said there was a goal update to bring you at the Etihad. We'll talk about that now. Antoine Semenyo has scored. It is 1-0 there. And that is the first goal in the race for Europe. As concerned on the bottom of your screen this afternoon. 1-0 there. And like we said, we'll keep you up to date. You can see Liverpool, Brentford 0-0, Brighton 0-0. With Man United, Man City now 1-0 up against Aston Villa, Nottingham Forest, Bournemouth 0-0. You'll see all four of those in the race for Europe on the bottom of your screen. And in the top corner, you will see the West Ham Leeds United score, as Eo Tanaka is now going to take a corner for Leeds. Goals conceded from corners this season. West Ham have conceded the most with 15. Burnley, Chelsea, Liverpool, Man United and Sunderland are all second on 11. The Tottenham fans chanting loud here. 24 minutes into this half. And they'll be nervous. They'll be nervous. And we have a goal update to bring you at the Stadium of Light, where Sunderland have gone ahead to Chelsea. And we'll tell you more about that goal. Try whom with the goal there. And as a result, the table looks like this. Arsenal will be first, Man City second, Man United third, Villa fourth, Liverpool fifth. They are all Champions League qualification. Bournemouth and Brighton 6th and 7th. They are in Europa League spots as it stands, but they can change due to the performance of England in the European fixtures so far. Sunderland are 8th, which is a Conference League qualification spot as it stands. Brentford 9th, Chelsea 10th, Fulham 11th, Everton 12th, Newcastle 13th, Leeds 14th, Crystal Palace 15th, Nottingham Forest 16th, Tottenham 17th, West Ham 18th, and as it stands, Wolves 19th, Burnley 20th. Back underway here after the drinks break. And Pickford has it, passes it towards the wing for Everton. And this is Shrewsbury Hall, who's dispossessed by Pedro Porro, goes out for an Everton throw-in. 26 minutes gone. Looks like they're going to try to play this as a long throw-in here. Everton, they're getting some players into the box. They're still a decent far away here, but anything's possible. Mikalenko will take the throw-in, instead he decides to play it short after everyone's in the box. So it looks like they'll cross it in instead. The cross does come in. They score here. They really put Tottenham in a world of hurt, but they don't instead. Ball played out further, and it's in the centre circle. Now playing it towards the wing. Tarkowski plays it into Ndiaye. And Mikalenko now plays it in. Tries to find Barry. Can't. Now here comes Garner. They're really just trying to take the shots here. This is the best Everton have looked so far. And they've been dispossessed, just as we say that. Here comes Tottenham. Tottenham trying to control it. Tell now. They're calling for a throw-in, and the throw-in is given. Yeah, Tell was not happy with that decision. He's quite frankly furious. He thinks that was staying in, but referee's decision is throw-in. Well, there's applause here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium as Maddison now has come to warm up. We spoke about him in the build-up, and what a relief for Tottenham fans it will be to see him in that on the starting on the bench. But we should see him substituted on. Ball around the halfway line, where Tottenham now have the ball in possession at the centre circle. Ball currently with Gallagher. And Gallagher has dropped back here. He's meant to be supporting Richarlison, part of that front attacking midfield of 3 players. Tell and Spence, they're up there, but Gallagher's dropped back. And maybe a chance for Everton. They've played a ball to Barry out of absolutely nowhere. Tierno Barry trying to play a ball into the box, dispossessed by Tottenham though. And Richarlison now on the ball, but he's taken off by the Everton player, and it's given as a free kick. And it's Ireg Bunam, the one committing the foul. Yeah, looked like Richarlison was just shrugging off a bit of pain. We'll find out. He should be fine to continue. He's back up already. And he is back up as Tottenham prepared to take this kick, and they do. It's a free kick in their own half. As they pass it back, we'll cross over to London Stadium quickly, as Leeds have possession in West Ham's final third. And that game, if it stays 0-0, regardless of the scoreline here, it will be Tottenham staying in the Premier League. You'd never think Tottenham could go down. It's been just under 50 years since they've gone down, but there's that possibility. They could have diverted it at Chelsea away, but all they had to do was get a good result, and they didn't, so they lost. Just like Chelsea are right now to Sunderland. And maybe a ball that could be played to the attacking front, and Udogie goes down and thinks it's a foul, so he grabs it himself. It is given as a foul in the end. And Tottenham take a free kick quickly. Matthias Tell with his shots has 1 up and 1 down. Interesting decision, must be very hot. As now on the back line, Van de Ven passes it to Danzo. Danzo now on the back line, trying to play a ball into the box. And dispossessed here. Here come Everton. Goes down and clutches onto the ball, and it's given as an Everton free kick. And we're going over to London Stadium quickly. There's a chance for Leeds, and in the end it's the keeper for West Ham who has it in his hands. Signals that it's still 0-0 at London Stadium. Leeds score. West Ham dive deeper into that relegation threat. Maybe a chance here. We'll stay at the London Stadium momentarily. Tanaka tries to play a ball to the Metro, and he's not able to get there, and therefore score remains 0-0. Goal kick there at London Stadium. Now we're back here to Tottenham Hotspur as they have possession here, Everton. Jed Spence though trying to hold on to it against Mikalenko, who can't. Tierno Barry is not in the middle of the box. He's gone out to that wing trying to help his players, but he can't help that much. Everton now regain possession across the halfway line. And in Tottenham's own half. And this is exactly what Tottenham don't want. Maybe a chance here. Ndiaye is on the edge of the box. Barry looks to be offside, so he's going to let the ball go out. And in the end, we'll find out whether it's a goal or a corner kick in a moment. But Ndiaye goes, great run here. Does he get a deflection? I'm not sure. And in the end, it's considered to be a deflection, so it's going to be a corner. Yeah, it's good awareness though by Barry, because he knew he was offside, left the ball. Some players would have just gone for the shot, but that would have ended up with a free kick for Tottenham. Now they've got something more dangerous, and that is a corner. Everton take the corner now. Dewsbury Hall plays it into the box. It's played towards the back post, but no one's there except from Jed Spence. Jed Spence clears it. It's going to go to Mikalenko. Mikalenko plays it back to Pickford. And there's a goal in the Premier League, not in this game, but there's a goal in one of our Race for Europe games. And it's gone to Nottingham Forest, the home side of the Forest ground. And Morgan Gibbs-White, the scorer. He has put Nottingham Forest 1-0 up. And another goal in our race for Europe just like that. This is what the final day does. It's Brighton 0, Man United 1 at the Amex. And Michael Carrick is having a lovely end to his tenure. He's not going to leave the club because that was confirmed, but lovely end to this season for him. He's done very well since he's come in. Guaranteed third, regardless of the result. But they are 1-0 up. Back here to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Tottenham in possession. Trying to press forward. Palfenia. And dispossessed. It's going to go out for a corner. And Iro Bunam is the deflector. Player down here for Tottenham. And we can tell you the goal scorer for Man United was Patrick Dorgu. Really looking good for both sides at the moment. Everton have been attacking, Tottenham have been attacking probably the most. Still 0-0, so this game can go either way still. Corner will be taken by Tottenham now. Played into the central part of the box, it's headed, and it's just gone to the hands of Pickford. Danzo with the header, it's played low along the ground. So close. But needs a bit more power, maybe a bit more elevation. Pickford looking calm, maybe a bit angry. As maybe Richarlison could have played that in a bit more. Pickford giving a little wave to Danzo after he saved his header. Leeds have been attacking well at the London Stadium. They have a lot of the possession as it stands, but one thing they don't have a lot of is goals. Neither team does. That game is still scoreless, and that is one of our big ones. You can see that score change on the top of your screen, and we will let you know if it does change. 35 minutes played there. 35 minutes played here. Everton with possession. Tried to play a ball through to Tierno Barry, but the only recipient of it is Kinski. Kinski rolls it out. And now at the halfway line with Tottenham. Pressure being put on here by Everton. Tottenham regain possession. Now they have it in their own half, but they have a high tempo here. Udogie. Tell now with it. Tell passes to Gallagher. Yeah, and Gallagher's still part of that back four. Usually meant to be part of the that support of Richarlison up front. He's meant to be right behind him, but he's decided to play back. Roberto De Zerbi must have said something. Still 0-0 at London Stadium. One man to concern with. Dominic Calvert-Lewin apparently has had some decent attempts. He is the top English scorer in the Premier League this season on 14. There is tie with Morgan Gibbs-White, who has scored. So he was the top English scorer before just as of a few minutes ago, though. But that is tied. Tottenham 0, Everton 0. Tottenham with possession. Sliding tackle made, and here comes Everton on the counter-attack. Maybe to do something here. Ndiaye tries to play it into Tierno Barry, gets a deflection, and Tottenham have possession. Yeah, nervy here. You never know what's going to happen. Ball play to Pickford. Pickford plays it out to Tarkowski. Now with O'Brien. O'Brien is the only player to be booked in this game. Charleston, ball goes out here for a throw-in, and he doesn't look pleased with it. Yeah, this is O'Brien, and O'Brien has possession of the ball. Richarlison thinks he can chase him down, but he can't. Well, we'll give you an update now as we have a stoppage in play here of the latest scores in the Premier League. Brighton 0, Man United 1, Burnley 0, Wolves 1, Crystal Palace 0, Arsenal 0, Fulham 1, Newcastle 0, Liverpool 0, Brentford 0, Man City 1, Aston Villa 0, Nottingham Forest 1, Bournemouth 0, Sunderland 1, Chelsea 0, Tottenham 0, Everton 0, West Ham 0, Leeds 0. Everton and Tottenham both wrestling for the ball here. It's one by Tottenham and it's one by Tell. And now it's played to Pedro Porro on the other side of the pitch. Porro plays it to Spence, who played a good ball to Richarlison earlier, although it was met by Pickford's hands. Pickford, one of those confirmed to be going to the United States for England. Attempt for Matthias Tell, and it's got a deflection once again. Yeah, it looks like it was going to be on target, but the blocked shot there. Ball now with Bentancur, played into the box nearly, but got a deflection. Yeah, really. Everton defence looking very nice here. Match start at the London Stadium. Leeds controlling the shots, controlling the possession. Nuno looking unhappy. They've got 60 minutes, just actually 50 minutes to change that. They need to score one as it stands. Going back to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Long throw-in taken here by Tottenham. Plays to the outside of the box, maybe a chance for a shot. They don't take the shot, they play it to Gallagher. Gallagher tries to play it into the box. And Gallagher goes down. Thought he got shoved down. And he does get shoved down, and in the end it's given as a free kick. Yeah. Just gets a bit of a push. Met with a cameraman in his face. Exactly what you want to have. We've got 4 minutes of normal time. We will have added time in this first half because of the hydration break and stoppages for fouls. No substitutions in this one. You wouldn't really expect any except for injuries. Tottenham will have a free kick roughly just around where the corners are taken from the left hand side of the field. So they take the free kick now. It's had to be punched away by Pickford. It's missed everyone. It's headed back in from Jed Spence. Jed Spence now has the ball. Plays the ball back in again. Met with Richarlison. Richarlison moves towards the outside of the box, and he will get a corner after the deflection off of O'Brien. Going to the London Stadium because there's a chance here for West Ham. Just wide by Tati. Yeah, West Ham, they play a lovely ball into the box. And the header is so close to being on target. It's a hard header to make. Pascal strikes there trying to stop him. It's close considering to where the header was taken, but it's not close enough. Back to Tottenham corner, and this header, it's hit the post. The rebound, it's going to cross the line. It has crossed the line. Goal is given. Tottenham lead. Wow. Palfinia gets the deflection. Gets the rebound, and it barely crossed the line. Yeah, referee looked at his watch. He looked at the goal decision system to see if it went in. They've just heard about the news at London Stadium. They are not happy. It hits the post first time out, and it goes right back to Palfinha, and he hits it in. They have heard the news. The phones are out. The heads are shaking. The Tottenham fans, though, are celebrating for the first time in what feels like forever. This is what the final day does. Yeah, look, they've paused it here. It's just crossed the line. It definitely has crossed the line. And that is why they are 1-0 up. There is more goals to bring you from around the league. We'll talk about them in a moment, including one in the race for Europe. But first, in the race for to save yourself from relegation, Tottenham have taken a big step on the cusp of half-time. Roberto De Zerbi absolutely going crazy on the sideline. Kicks a ball that wasn't even being used into the stands. That is what it means. Well, the Spurs fans are chanting. As it stands, Spurs are safe by 4 points. West Ham will be on 37. Spurs will be on 41. They say usually, if you're above 40, you're safe. It's not really been the case so far this season, because results have gone everyone's way, except from those at the bottom. Everton would love to get something back here. There's a shot from outside the box from Everton, but it's gone wide by miles. This shot from Ghana goes wide. We're going to get added time confirmation here in a moment. But first we can update you from some goals you may have seen. The race for Europe changing the bottom of screen. We'll talk about that one first. It's gone at the Amex Stadium, where Man United have scored their second. Brian Mbeumo has made it 2-0 for Manchester United. And that's a big step for Man United, although they were confirmed to finish third. Brighton, their European hopes fade. And another goal, this one for the champions, Arsenal. Gabriel Jesus puts the away side, who will lift the trophy following the conclusion of the game. They put that side 1-0 up. So, about to go to half-time for many sides around the country. But first, we've got some added time to deal with. It's about to be half-time at London Stadium. There's only 2 minutes there. There's 4 minutes to play here. Yeah, can Tottenham hold on now? Because ever since that goal, Everton have looked willing to attack. Barry trying to rescue the ball back, but he can't. Instead, it's met by the other 11 of Matthias Tell. Matthias Tell plays a ball to Udogie. Udogie plays a ball, and must have got a deflection there. Yeah, looks like he could play a ball into Richarlison there, but it's got a deflection so much so it could have even gone out for a goal kick. Or a corner. Match stats. 14 shots for Tottenham, 4 for Everton. One of those shots on target for Tottenham. That was the goal. Just shows you how much pressure they put on. Well, we'll cross over to the London Stadium as we got through in here. Dalot will boot the ball away, and with that the teams will go into the tunnel. It is half time at the London Stadium, and West Ham know that they currently face relegation. Tottenham 1-0 up. They can't hide away from the fact. The fans know it. The team know it now as well. Score at half time at the London Stadium is 0-0. Back to our featured game, as Everton now with Dewsbury Hall trying to get the possession back, but he can't. And as Tottenham gain possession, it's going to go out for a throw-in towards the blue side of Everton. Half-time in the other games. I'll take you through all the scores at half-time. As Jed Spence looking confused as Mikolenko's gone down here. Well, we've just been shown a shot of the chairman or the big people behind this club. They may be bring a sigh of relief for now, but most of them still look quite nervous. There's still another half of football to play after this. Well, we can talk about that Palfinia goal once again. Comes off the post from the first header. Pickford was furious. He was slamming his fists into the ground. And we're now seeing the shots of Roberto De Zerbi celebrating. This is what the final day means. It shouldn't have been this way. Tottenham are a club that shouldn't be fighting for survival. Mikolenko still down, receiving treatment here. So our half-time will be delayed a bit more. And I'm unsure, but they might. What they did last season on the final day. All the European fighting clubs kicked off at different times, and the Premier League tried to combat that. This was after the half-time break. They all kicked off at different times. The Premier League combated that with them all kicking off at the same time. So maybe kick-off at the London Stadium could be delayed until the game here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium could get back underway. Depends if this delay goes on for a bit more longer. As Mikolenko is up and he's off the pitch, so we'll keep an eye on that and we'll let you know if anything does happen. It won't affect our game though. As in fact, it won't affect our game any further. So it'll be an interesting one to see what goes on in the second half. But overall, first half, Tottenham's way as the half-time whistle goes. Palfinia, the man who puts Tottenham Hotspur one in front as they stand. Tottenham are 4 points away from relegation. They need to score here, Everton, 2 goals at least to put them in the lead. West Ham need to score at the 0-0 game at the London Stadium. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll recap that first half and we'll tell you about all the games from the other games going on around the grounds in the Premier League. But we'll see you after this very short break. It's Tottenham 0, Everton. It's Tottenham 1, sorry, Everton 0. Well, welcome back to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium as the home side celebrates a 1-0 lead, but the nerves still remain over that relegation threat. All we know at the London Stadium is that Leeds are 0-0 with West Ham. West Ham, of course, need to win and nothing less. Spurs have had great chances, including that goal, 14 shots, including one on target, and they were so close with many players. Players like Gallagher, Palfini, who in the end got the goal. They've had Danzo come close. There's a lot of chances they could have taken here, but in the end, only one of them's gone in, but that one is a very important one, which currently puts Spurs 4 points ahead of West Ham and 4 points ahead of relegation. Elsewhere around the league, and here are the full scores from all 10 matches for those of you who need to know. There you go, they all kicked off at 4, and here's the scorelines now. It's Brighton 0, Man United 2, Burnley 0, Wolves 1. That has only just gone to half-time after a very long first half. Crystal Palace 0, Arsenal 1, Fulham 1, Newcastle 0, Liverpool 0, Brentford 0, Man City 1, Aston Villa 0, Nottingham Forest 1, Bournemouth 0, Sunderland 1, Chelsea 0, Tottenham 1, Everton 0, and West Ham 0, Leeds 0. So it looked like we had a lot of 0-0 draws, but in the end we've only got 2 going into half-time. The race for Europe is still on, and can update you on the table. And this is what it looks like in order. In first, it's Arsenal, Man City second, Man United 3rd, Aston Villa 4th, Liverpool 5th, Bournemouth 6th, Sunderland 7th, Brighton 8th, Brentford 9th, Chelsea 10th, 11th for Fulham, 12th for Newcastle, 13th Everton, 14th Leeds, Nottingham Forest 15th, Crystal Palace 16th, Tottenham 17th, West Ham 18th, and 19th Wolves, and 20th Burnley. Of course, the winner of the Wolves-Burnley game gets 19th place in the Premier League. What a prize that is. We will take a short break, and when we come back, second half coverage, and maybe, who knows, could be relegation for Tottenham still, or will it be relegation for West Ham? We'll find out. We'll be back in a matter of moments here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, where Tottenham, the home side, lead 1-0. Well, welcome then back to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, the final day here live on FT Sport. And we're about to start the second half. Tottenham 1-0 up. And they have done what I have predicted. They have delayed the start to the West Ham Leeds game of that second half so that these two games can sync. So West Ham Leeds is about to kick off because we are about to kick off. Usually it's a 15-minute break in between because we had additional time added on. That was more than the game at the London Stadium. They have delayed the start of that one, but it will get underway. There is nothing wrong. It's just Premier League want it to sync. So all the other games will continue at the normal times, but our focus here is the relegation playoff. Other games to update you on: Aston Villa have equalised. They are 1-1 now at the Etihad in Pep's final farewell. It's not going the best way. They would love to win, but at the end of the day, they are not. You can see now in the top corner, West Ham Leeds. That is 0-0. The second half has gotten back underway, and we are about to get underway here for our second half. It's going to be an interesting one then. You can't affect from Tottenham what's going on at West Ham. You can just hope that you stay as it is. Tottenham concede 2. As it stands, they are at real threat of relegation. West Ham need 1 goal. Currently right now, Leeds are already pressing and they've had a shot already. Brendan Aronson shot on target, nearly goes in, saved by the keeper. So then we are waiting to get underway here. I'm not sure why the referee is delaying. Oh, we have found out why the referee is delaying. The camera has gone over to the one of the assistant referees whose equipment has gone wrong. So the Premier League's attempt to sync this all up has gone worse than planned. So you can't really stop a game in progress now. Well, we were going to be synced up. Now we're not. I mean, it's better to get this sorted before the second half gets underway, but it's a bit of a disappointment, really. Goal update to bring you in quite a few games, actually, 2 in fact. Sunderland have scored against Chelsea. That game is 2-0. We'll tell you more about that in a second. And we'll tell you more about this one in a second, because at the Selhurst Park, we can tell you more about it now. Noni Madueke scored for Arsenal, so the celebratory atmosphere can continue more. It's 2-0 Arsenal there. Crystal Palace will not be liking that. So, and we can tell you more about the Sunderland goal. It was actually an own goal by Malo Gusto. So if you have him on your FPL, unlucky. We are trying to get back underway here. We've got another goal, in fact, and it's come in the form as a Man United goal, and that is another goal in the race for Europe. Second half goal, because Aston Villa have scored already, so that game's 1-1, by the way. I believe I already did mention that, though. There is absolute chaos going on there. Pep Guardiola's final farewell meant to be calm, quiet, controlled. They're actually going to have a celebration tomorrow at the Co-op Live of Pep Guardiola. No Gallagher is going to be there. It was Bruno Fernandes who was voted player of the season who scored, though, at the Man United game. They play in Brighton at the Amex. Brighton fans might as well start to leave early. Their European hopes are well and truly not going as they would plan. The assistant referee is now putting his shirt back on, which is hopefully going to stay on for the rest of the second half. Still not underway in this second half. The fans a bit frustrated now. And in fact, they've had to explain on the broadcast why they're taking so long. And that has also come up on the West Ham broadcast. So now this game was going to be in sync. They attempted to sync it. They're not going to sync it. They're 4 minutes off. But we are now officially back underway here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium for second half action. Tottenham 1, Everton 0. Question is though, will it stay that way? For Tottenham, you hope it does. Race for Europe currently looks like this. All games in the second half. And scorelines in our 4 games featured at the bottom of your screen. Liverpool 0, Brentford 0 in Mo Salah's goodbye. Brighton 0, Man United 3. Man City 1, Aston Villa 1 in Pep Guardiola's farewell, and Nottingham Forest 1, Bournemouth 0. And we are so out of sync in terms of the rest of the games that even the Burnley Wolves game, which went to half-time quite a long time after everyone else, is now actually back underway. So quite a bit far behind. Chance for Leeds at the London Stadium, but wasted by Brendan Aronson. It goes out for a goal kick. And let's remind you of the teams for both sides. Tottenham Hotspur with a 4-2-3-1 formation. Kinski and net, a back four of Udogie, Van der Ven, Danzo and Porro. As now we've got an attempt to get it into the box here. As on the ball now is Jed Spence, trying to wrestle the ball. It goes out. It will be a goal kick. Back to the lineup. It's a defensive midfield of 2 of Palhinha, Bentancur, an attacking midfield of 3 of Tell, Gallagher and Spence, and up front it's Richarlison. We've seen Gallagher though drop back to be part of the defensive line. And for Everton, a 4-2-3-1 formation. Pickford in net, O'Brien, Tarkowski, Keane and Mikolenko the back 4, Garner and Irog Bunam the defensive 2, the attacking 3 of Rawle, Dewsbury Hall and Ndiaye, and up front it's Tiano Barry. Now Jed Spence once again active on that wing. We've got a goal update to bring you in the race for Europe, but we'll talk about this game first. Chance as a ball comes in and nearly spilt by Pickford. Nervy there. Yeah, Jed Spence just thinks, hey, we'll just have a shot. Shot is on target. Pickford gets it in his hands. It looks like it's an easy grab. Just literally grab it in your hands. He has it in his hands for about a tenth of a second. And next thing you know, he's dropped it. He's gone out for a corner. Disappointing from the man who's going to represent England at the World Cup. Let's hope he doesn't do that in the United States. Spurs have scored now the most goals in corners. 18. They are tied with Arsenal now, in fact. After the goal earlier from Palhinha. And chance from a long way out. Gets a deflection from Pedro Porro. Palhinha, in fact, has taken the most shots with 5 and has had the most touches of 62. It's going to be a Tottenham corner, and we've got more goal updates to bring you. And there's a lot of them. Ooh, I don't know what happened there. There is a lot of them. So let's take you through them. Marcus Tavernier has scored for Bournemouth. We've already spoke about that. Oh, I did tell you they were scored. It's 1-1 there at the Forest Ground. There's been a goal in the Burnley Wolves game. The battle for 19th place in the table. as we'll take this corner first for Tottenham, and it's been cleared already. And Everton may be on the counter-attack, but they are dispossessed. So we'll keep going. Zion Fleming scoring there for Burnley. So it is deadlocked in the battle for 19th place in the table. As it stands, though, the victor would be Burnley on 22 points. And then the other goal came as Cole Palmer scores for Chelsea that game 2-1. So player gone down here. This is Shrewsbury Hall going down. Foul was given. Van der Ven, the one who committed it. Here's a free kick for Everton, but it is a far way out. Even though they could probably still play it in, it would be roughly the edge of the box. 50 minutes on the clock. Another point where Leeds had a corner and nearly come in. Still scoreless there. Everton get the ball to the edge of the box. It's headed, but it's headed to a Tottenham player, and as a result it's gone out actually for an Everton throw-in, which they will be more than happy with to take. Everton. Shrewsbury Hall looks like he was going to take it, but he drops it and leaves it for Mykolenko. Mykolenko with the ball in his hands. Mykolenko passing it to the halfway line. Keane. Now to Garner. Garner back to Keane. Keane now to Agrabunam. Wrestling with the ball here. And they've lost the ball. And the last player passed it right to Palfinia. And Palfinia goes down after a little shove from Tiano Barry. So it's going to be a Tottenham free kick that won't threaten anything. They're going to pass it back to their keeper. And a big chance for West Ham, apparently, nearly. Crescencio Somerville. All in the stadium. Could have played the ball into the box. Did play it in. Nearly cleared by Leeds. Came back to Somerville and then cleared by Leeds again. Still scoreless there. Keep updated. And one game that isn't scoreless anymore is the one at Anfield. Liverpool have scored. It is 1-0 against Brentford. Brentford, the team who could go for Europe. I can't even say Europe now. Liverpool have already guaranteed it, but Brentford haven't confirmed it yet. And it was scored by Curtis Jones. Liverpool 1-0 up against Brentford. That is that leaves Leeds and West Ham playing that 0-0 affair as the only scoreless game on this final day. Just take it in now. This is the final a bit of Premier League football we will see for 2 months. What a shame. Going to be a Everton throw-in. Bentancur doing a good job defensively. Bentancur, 26 touches. He's made 9 defensive contributions. O'Brien on the ball is the only player to be booked in this affair. O'Brien still with the ball on the wing. Could potentially play a ball in. You've got to think Everton have looked the better in terms of controlling the ball in this second half. Tarkowski. And interesting stat to bring you. Everton have got the most away points this season. Well, it's third most actually, 26. Arsenal have 35 and Man City have 33. But ranking third on that list, very impressive. Now with Garner. Garner finds Mykolenko. Mykolenko down the line to Ndeye. Question is whether he can get the ball in the box. Mykolenko back. Now the halfway line with Keane. And nearly got to it. There did Jed Spence or Matthias Tell. Everton still with possession. Mykolenko. Mykolenko to Garner. Garner plays it in centrally. Garner gets the ball back. Garner plays it now to the halfway line with Keane. Keane with a little mistouch and pressure being put on by Richarlison, but doesn't succumb to it. And there's been a red card. Not in this game, because I would have been a bit more dramatic, but it's happened at the Stadium of Light. You could maybe take a guess at which team it's gone to, Sunderland or Chelsea. I'll tell you, it's Wesley Fofana for Chelsea. They are down to 10 men. So we'll see how that affects the rest of the afternoon. The first and only red card of the afternoon so far, in a game that could decide a few Europe implications. Player down here, Palfinia, the goal scorer, now just coming to his feet. And the red card wasn't a straight red card for Wesley Fofana, it was a second. He was booked in the 54th minute and then must have not been very careful because he got sent off in the 62nd minute. So as we have a short stoppage, let's tell you about all the scores currently in the Premier League. Brighton are scoreless against Man United. That game is 3-0 Man United. The battle for 19th between Burnley and Wolves. What a blockbuster battle that is. It's 1-1 there. Crystal Palace 0, Arsenal 2. The champions celebrating with 2 goals to their name. Fulham 1, Newcastle 0. Newcastle might just want to end this season already. Liverpool with a 1-goal lead over Brentford. There's been a goal at the Etihad, so we'll go back to that game in a second. Nottingham Forest 1, Bournemouth 1, Sunderland 2, Chelsea 1 with Chelsea on 10 men. And our game, Tottenham 1, Everton 0. And a game concerning our game, West Ham 0, Leeds 0. There's an injury there and hydration break going on, which we are still 5 minutes away from due to a delayed second half kickoff. And we'll go back to the Etihad because Pep's farewell has taken a slight turn for the worst. I'm not saying Pep has felt unwell at the sidelines, but his team may be and the fans may be, because it's 2-1 to Aston Villa in the second half. 63 minutes, 64 now gone, and it's Ollie Watkins who scored, assisted by Ross Barkley. He scored both for Aston Villa today. So a fantastic well done for him. And in fact, we've just heard of a goal from Anfield. And you thought Mo Salah and Andy Robertson were leaving this club. Well, they are still leaving. But currently right now they're leaving with a 1-1 scoreline. Brentford have scored. Goal there has been scored by Kevin Shade with a header. 1-1 the scoreline there in the 64th minute. Like we said, all the goals, all the games, we'll keep you across all of them. What a final day. This is proving to be, many goals going in, especially in this second half. Play back underway here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Met with a throw-in, which Garner picks up the ball to take. And the chairman in the stands, they've relaxed a bit more, but you've got to reckon they're still nervous. It shouldn't come down to this, Tottenham. It shouldn't come down to a final day decider. The only thing they should be deciding on the final day, Tottenham, is whether they go to Europe or not. And clearly, this is not a fight for Europe if you're fighting West Ham. Ball comes into the box. Everton maybe with a chance here, but Tottenham clear it. They have the ball just in Everton's half, but Everton reclaim it now, make it theirs, and now at the halfway line with Garner. Garner tries to play a long ball over to Well, it's a very long ball. Tried to find Tarkowski, who's playing very high up. And in fact, he can't do that. Players coming back now because Tottenham are on a bit of a counter-attack. They cross the halfway line. Now they're at the edge of the box. This is very fast. Ball could be squared in here. Pickford is panicking. A shot is blocked. Richarlison tries to get the rebound. He can't get it. Everton trying to clear it, which they do. And now Everton cross the halfway line. Here comes Ndiaye. Ndiaye goes back. And Ndiaye is brought down by Pedro Porro. Fact about Pedro Porro, he has made quite a few defensive contributions, 4 of them in fact, and he's had 3 chances created and 2 block shots. Going to have a substitution here, and there is also a player down for Tottenham. Yeah, he's shaking his head. So the medical staff come on, and if this game couldn't be delayed more, well, we're going to have a delayed ending as a result. The referee has just taken a drink from one of the medical bags, so must be hot at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. In fact, the temperature there is 30 degrees Celsius. Precipitation 0%, clearly. Humidity 37%. Winds 3 miles an hour. I think you can tell I'm clearly reading this out. And if you're American, currently right now in Fahrenheit, it is 86 degrees Fahrenheit. Well, substitutions going to come on here. They're both for Everton. And number 34, Roll's going to come off. So Roll's coming off. And we'll find out who else is coming off, because 2 players coming on means 2 players have to come off. And it will be number 16, Mikalenko. Oh no, he's put the wrong number up. He put the wrong number up. It is not 16. It is actually number 15. There you go, second time round, well done. So Bryan and Roll come off. And coming on to replace them, Tyreek George and Harrison Armstrong. And we've got a goal update to bring you at the London Stadium. West Ham have scored. Wow. Valentin Castellanos with the goal. They're celebrating. They'll take their time. Oh, they found out now. The Spurs fans are on their phones. And now they have the nails being bitten. Everton score 2. Tottenham are relegated. Yeah, it looks like they want to score here. As it stands, the gap would be 2 points. Spurs need to lose. If they draw here, they'd still lead by 1 point over West Ham. Ball played to the back post. Tottenham clear it. It's going to be a long throw. Yeah, and the Tottenham fans now applauding the players. They know. They know. Even the players know. The players talking. Well, it's 1-0. Wow. Richarlison's cleared. Yeah, and if it stays this way, Everton have done well in this second half. They just need a goal. They get a goal. Well, they just need another after that, but really put pressure on. Nuno Espirito Santo taking his time to speak to his team, trying to say to them, we're up, stay this way, and we can just hope for the best result. And they were looking at a replay of this goal. Ball comes in, goes off overhead, back post. Stroy could have got there, but in fact the jump was mistimed so much it was already coming down. The ball just enters at such a high angle. They've done exactly what they need to do. Tottenham, though, are doing exactly what they need to do to stay in the Premier League. Pressure is on. Like we said, we'll keep up to date on every game. Match stats: 19 shots for Tottenham, 5 for Everton, 2 shots on target for Tottenham, 28 touches in the opposition box for Tottenham as well, compared to 7 for Everton. But they have looked more threatening. Tottenham now in their own half, and substitutions at the London Stadium: Calvert-Lewin and Biol coming off, Nonto and James coming on. Disappointing news for Calvert-Lewin this week, not making the England squad. As we go back to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. As it stands, they've saved themselves a lot of money with this result. Needs to stay that way. And one thing I've just found very interesting is the ball boys at this stadium are positioned behind the advertising board. I've just seen a ball boy. I thought it was a fan coming onto the pitch, but instead a ball boy has come over the barrier to retrieve a ball. Well done, Sam. Now Everton have it. Halfway line. They score here, pressure's on. This is on the wing. Plays it more centrally to Barry. Barry's playing a bit more back now. Keane. Mikalenko. Mikalenko out now to try to get in the box. Tyreek George, and gets a deflection instead. Goes out of play. Gonna be a Everton corner. And this is where they can put the pressure on. So then, corner will be taken by Everton here. There's still some time, but they'd love to score now. Kinski has to dive out. Ball now with Harrison Armstrong. Plays it back. Just is on the edge of the box. He plays it in, gets a deflection, so it doesn't come in, and therefore it's gone out for a throw-in for Everton. And the amount of time difference between these games, West Ham 5 minutes ahead. They're in the 72nd minute, and this one's in the 67th. No pun intended, but has to be said. There's going to be a dash here maybe for Everton to get 2 goals. The minutes go by, it's looking more and more likely the Clarets go down. This is the halfway line with Dewsbury Hall. He's played back a bit more. Now with Garner. Tottenham haven't made any substitutions. Keep an eye on that. Tottenham get the ball back. They play back to Kinski. Action areas in this second half. 33% towards that Tottenham goal that they're trying to defend. 50% in the midfield and 17% towards that Everton goal. They've not really had to defend much there. And when they have, it's not really threatened the keeper. Pickford, yes, he's made a mistake. Dropped the ball earlier on, but I don't think he'll do that again. Ball comes back to Pickford. Pickford boots it away. Mikalenko now with it. Mikalenko back to Keane. Keane back to Pickford. Take you one more time around the ground. But first, here come Everton. Everton down the wing. What can they do here? This is Ndai. Ndai trying to play it in, but Pedro Porro takes the ball off of him. Armstrong maybe putting some pressure on, but can't. Instead, the ball goes to Gallagher. Gallagher Once again, he's playing a bit more higher than he was earlier on. Looks like he's returned to the role where he's behind Richarlison. 69 minutes gone. Ball with Udogie. It's around the back, so we'll take you around the grounds for a scoreline update from every game. Of course, all 10 games kicking off at once, which lets me bring the magical job of telling you all the scores. And I'll do that because we'll wait, because Tottenham now on a counter-attack. Here come Tottenham, ball inside the box, dispossessed. It was a good run, but not good enough. Didn't go all the way, and now is a long run here from Garner. Garner's already made it to the edge of the box. Now passes it to Tierno Barry. Barry could go more centrally. He does try to go more centrally here. Everton awarded loads of space. The Tottenham players coming back now. This is with Ndiaye. Ndiaye back to Garner. And you've got to say well done to Garner. Big run from him. I think he's got to say, I think he's the best player for Everton at the moment on that pitch. Ball is with Barry. Barry loses it. Spence brings him down, so... Well, Spence goes down. And Barry, so we'll find out the decision of that in a second. But first, before the substitutes come on, here's a scoreline update we've been promising for a bit, so let's do it. Brighton 0, Brighton 0, Man United 3, Burnley 1, Wolves 1, Crystal Palace 0, Arsenal 2, Fulham 1, Newcastle 0, Liverpool 1, Brentford 1, Man City 1, Aston Villa 2, Nottingham Forest 1, Bournemouth 1, Sunderland 2, Chelsea 1, they're down to 10 men, Tottenham 1, Everton 0, and West Ham 1, Leeds 0. We've got our hydration break now. And the referee has just once again robbed a drink off of Tottenham. Well, I mean, let the guy have a drink, but maybe at least steal it from Everton this time. Make it even. Well, no goals in the recent minute, but trying to count how many goals we've had. We've had 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 goals so far on this final day. They're playing at the London Stadium, so we'll go over there for a moment. Scoreline is West Ham 1, Leeds 0. West Ham doing all they can to stay, but currently it isn't enough. Leeds, though, have possession in the box. This is Aronson. Aronson's dispossessed. West Ham tried to clear. Instead it comes off a Leeds player, leading to a goal kick. And like we said, that scoreline changes will keep you updated. End of the hydration break here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. And the start of the substitutions. Matthias Tell coming off. His stats today, he has created the most chances with 4. 51 touches, predominantly on the wing. Richarlison's also coming off. We didn't really see much in terms of him today. He's been all around. 2 shots off target. Both of them quite badly off the target. Ooh, sorry. I'm very sorry. I don't know what happened there either. So the substitutions for those two coming on for Tell is Pape Sarr, and Randall Kolo Mane comes on to replace Richarlison. Yeah, we've seen Roberto De Zerbi also already change the formation mid-match. I wonder what he's going to do with this now. Fans checking their phones, just checking it's still 0-0. We've had some substitutes at the London Stadium for Leeds, and those substitutes, quite a few of them have recently, 4 in the last 10. We already told you about Nonso and James coming on. Francundo Buonanotte has come on to replace Shane Bogle, and Joe Perro has replaced Eo Tanaka. It's 1-0 there. We'll keep you updated on that one. That is crucial for this one as well. 1-0 for Tottenham. Pedro Porro will take a corner here. And just as we left that game, they've scored. Jared Bowen, 2-0. Puts the pressure on. He's looked up at the screen there. He's looked up at the screen, he knows it. Porro, as he steps up to take the corner. I'm not sure if they have a score here in the stadium, but he knows it. He's looked up. Ball comes in. There's also been another goal at Craven Cottage. We'll talk about that in a second. Tottenham have it. Plays a long shot just over. From far out, Kolo Mane. And we can now tell you about that Jared Bowen goal. Yeah, gets dispossessed, Leeds in the midfield. And here he is, all on his own. Bit of pressure being put on. Jared Bowen, all he needs to do is shoot into that bottom corner. 2-0. Score is now firmly in West Ham's court in that game. But in terms of the table, they are still 2 points behind. Ball with... Well, they had Tottenham for a second, but fouled there by Tierno Barry. They've seen it now. Pedro Porro noticed it when he took the corner. He looked up. So going to be interesting to see what happens here. There is 15 minutes to go. Pickford kicks it away. And goes out for a throw-in. Maybe some more substitutes coming on here. David Moyes said in the build-up he didn't want to give Tottenham an easy way out of this. He wants to make it as hard as possible. They've tried Everton, but the scoreline doesn't suggest that. Will that change? And if it does, which way will it? Everton trying to get the ball back. They do here. Ball with Agrabunam. Played back here to Tarkowski. Tarkowski finds a space near the back, but that's not where you want to be right now. 13 minutes to go. There's 9 at the London Stadium, but both those games need to have added time as well. Maybe a chance on the wing here. This is Everton with it. They play back to Tarkowski. Now to Keane. Keane with a bit of space, so he moves up with it. Mikalenko now plays it down the wing to try and get a ball into the box. The ball is in the box, but the question is, what can he do? Tierno Barry now takes it out of the box. Got 2 players on him, and it will be a Tottenham throw-in as he gets the last touch of it. Yeah, disappointing for him. He wasn't happy. You can see the substitutes warming up. Well, they didn't want to give Pedro Porro the ball easily. They will take their time. As it stands, Tottenham are still going to be a Premier League side next season. West Ham will be Championship bound. But will that change? Everton trying to wrestle the ball off Tottenham. Tiki-taka style of football being played. Tries to go up, offside. Tries to find maybe on the wing either Kolo Mane or Pape Sarr, but none of them. Mikalenko will take a throw-in now, and the throw-in so long it goes all the way to Kinski. Kinski rolls it out, Round the back line here for Tottenham. You're listening to the final day here on FT Sport. Make sure to subscribe because there's loads of sport coverage coming up on the channel. Player down here momentarily, Bentancur, but he's back up. Seen a chance for Leeds, which has led to a Leeds corner at the London Stadium. And there's applause here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. James Maddison is putting on the shirt. And he will come on shortly. Now with Dewsbury Hall. Well, Dewsbury Hall trying to defend here, as he's lost the ball. Now here come Tottenham. This is with Jed Spence. Tries to play it into the box here. It is in the box. Taken down. It's going to be a free kick. And a dive is called. Well, in my opinion, I don't really think that was such an easy dive. I'd love to see a replay. This concerns Sarr. Sarr's been given a yellow card. Let's see. Oh, no. On the replay, there's absolutely no touch. And Pape Sarr gets his third yellow card this season. And as a substitute, got to be careful. And also coming on is going to be, as well as following James Maddison, Archie Gray, the number 14. Just having the last few words. And coming off for Maddison is the number 22 of Gallagher. Gallagher has been everywhere. 52 touches, a chance created, a shot off target. And James Maddison is going to come on to replace him. He will do everything to push Tottenham over the line. Archie Gray coming on, and Bentancur will come off for Gray. So Gallagher and Bentancur come off, Maddison and Gray come on. This now at the back line with Everton. They really need to get something done here. I know it's not in their it's not in their way to relegate Tottenham, but they'd love to see it done. So we had a goal ages ago from Craven Cottage, but we never really mentioned it. So 7 minutes later, we'll tell you more about it now. Tom Kearney has made the day worse for Newcastle supporters. Fulham are 2-0 up against Newcastle at Craven Cottage. Ball with Pickford. Pickford with pressure being put on. He does go down, does Pickford, but he's back up. And now here come maybe Tottenham, but they've lost the ball. Around the halfway line with Dewsbury Hall. Dewsbury Hall plays it down the line. Trying to find George, but ball won by Tottenham. Goes out. Garner down holding his head. See what he does here. Just goes for sliding tackle. Oh, and the knee. The knee of Pape Sarr just hits him on the back of the head. I thought when he came up he looked like he was crying, but he's not. Goal at the Selhurst Park. And it's not for who you think it is. It's for the exact opposite. It is for Crystal Palace. They have spoiled the celebration a little bit. And that is 2-1 there. And there's celebration going on at the Etihad. And it is probably for the team you think it is. It is Manchester City, who have equalised. Their scoreline is 2-2. And that game about to hit full time as well. That'll be a memory for Pep Guardiola to savour for a bit. About to go to added time, and the 90 minutes are about to be hit across the leagues. Substitutions and a triple one for Everton. Beto, Alcaraz and Coleman coming on. Dewsbury Hall, one of those coming off. And Tim Ibroguman also coming off, and Tiano Barry also coming off. 6 minutes to go of normal time. Ball with Pickford. And that goal for Phil Foden for Man City, 2-2, was scored in the 91st minute. Oh no, we've just got word from the Etihad. The goal's been disallowed for offside by VAR. Oh no. So scoreline reverts 2-1 to Aston Villa. And maybe at least Pep Guardiola will remember that. He says his farewell after this game. Pickford takes a long free kick. There's 5 to go. West Ham maybe will need a miracle to stay in the Premier League next season. They need Everton to score twice. That game at the London Stadium still 2-0. We'll get confirmation of added time in a second. Chance though for Leeds maybe to play it into the box. They clear it to West Ham. We'll get added time at the London Stadium confirmed for you. And the amount of added time is going to be 4 minutes. Ball now though here at the Tottenham Stadium. Ball is with George. Got a goal update to bring you at Selhurst Park. And maybe some more upsetting news. Maybe some upsetting news here. Played into the box here for Everton. Oh no, they can't do it. Ball is in Kinski's hands. Lovely run. George gets the ball in. Lovely. He's not offside at all. Plays it in. There's a lot of Tottenham defenders there. Tiano Barry's begging for the ball. It's not Tiano Barry, sorry. He's been subbed off. It's Beto's begging for the ball. He gets the ball passed to him, but Tottenham deny him. Still 1-0. And that goal at Selhurst Park ruins the celebrations. Even more, it's 2-2. Crystal Palace. And Jeremy Pino has scored for them in the 91st minute. If that went to the final day, think about what could have happened. We could have had we had a disallowed goal at the Etihad, and we had one goal. We've had a goal that has levelled it 2-2 at Selhurst Park. Just think about what could have happened if it went to the final day. We would have all been going rampant. Joe Palfini has been given a yellow card for unsportsmanlike conduct. George tries to cross it in, but Jed Spence clears it. 87 minutes on the clock. And in the race for Europe, Man City 1, Aston Villa 2. There's 10 minutes of added time there, 6 minutes of added time at the Amex with Brighton 0 and Man United on 3. 1-1 Nottingham Forest, as there's 11 minutes to play, and 10 minutes to play for Liverpool and Brentford. There's 1-1. Everton with the ball, Mikalenko trying to play a ball here in Garner, and it's headed out, going to be recovered, played to back where Pickford is there. There's a player down in the box for Tottenham, not willing to get up. Oh, he's got a scar on his chest. Oh no, Danzo's up, looking nervy. Somerville has a corner at the London Stadium. If it stays that way, which it should, because there's a minute left to play, West Ham have done all they needed to do. Ball played to the back post, it's headed over for West Ham. So there's still a minute to play there of added time, but they've done all they need to do. Because of the delay to the second half here, we've got 2 more minutes to play of the 90, plus additional time. Ball in the box, Beto tries the bicycle kick. Wow. So close. He missed it. Goes out, but we've got a player down. Looks like, I think it's Danzo. It is Danzo who's down. And maybe a Tottenham free kick. Tarkowski not happy with it. He's having to be held back by his teammate. And we've got a goal update to bring you at the London Stadium. It's another goal from a corner. Played out. And from long range, Wilson has made it 3-0. Puts more pressure on Tottenham. Will they fall to it? Everton need 2. They're chanting. They might not be chanting for a bit longer because West Ham have scored. Like we said, we'll keep you updated. It is full time at the London Stadium. West Ham have done all they need to do. Full time there. Now, we're going to get added time shortly. First substitutions. Destiny Odugi's coming off. Radu Dragusin's coming on. We're going to get confirmation of added time momentarily. How long have we got? Ball played now. It's going to go out for a throw-in for Everton. Mikalenko. And we've got 9 minutes of additional time. So, West Ham hope Everton score 2 in 9 minutes. It's not impossible, but it's not likely. Garner headers it to Mikalenko. They've controlled the possession. Players down here, so referee stops play because it's a head collision. So then, all eyes are on this one. We'll bring you goals in a second. Well, no goals, but full time. Brighton 0, Man United 3. Rest of those games in the Premier League still ongoing, except from West Ham 3, Leeds 0. There's 8 minutes of additional time, but there's players down, so we will go probably past the 100-minute mark. This is insanity. Well, what happens now? Will Tottenham succumb to the pressure defensively? Spurs know, and the Tottenham fans have found out that is finished there. So they're chanting. They're chanting. It's 3-0 West Ham. They are chanting though, loud. Six minutes of extra time to, well, actually 7 minutes, but they have not played probably a single 30 seconds of that, so we will go past the 100-minute mark, maybe into 101. Just seen a West Ham fan at the London Stadium shake their head. They think it's over. It's not yet. Everton need 2. Tottenham just need a point. Tottenham fans still chanting. It was a Sarr who had gone down. He's back up. Garner now. Garner, long header. Oh, just over. What a powerful header. Kinski got a touch. We got a corner. It's finished at Craven Cottage. It's Fulham 2, Newcastle 0. Kinski did get a touch. It was only just over. And from a long way out, Keane nearly put the side ahead. In terms of momentum, they are ahead. 1-1 would have been the score. Kinski now has to clear it because he's going to take a goal kick. Finished at Selhurst Park, and I believe that goal got the goal that disallowed for Crystal Palace because of offside. So it's finished. Crystal Palace 1, Arsenal 2. So the champions can celebrate with 3 points more. That would be an absolute insanity if that title race went to the final day. 2 disallowed goals after 90 minutes. Now, Everton. Ball with George. Player down for Tottenham. This is Pedro Porro who's gone down. We play on. Tarkowski. Porro got up. Wow. That is very, very dirty. Porro jumped to life. Well, he definitely wasn't injured, was he? 1 minute he was dead on the ground. Now here comes Tottenham. And Pickford's got to punch it away. It's nervy. He gets the ball. But only just. West Ham are still on the pitch. They are watching and seeing the crowd if anything changes. Ball with Pickford. We're about to hit the 95-minute mark, but there will be more than they had allotted 9 minutes of play because of an injury to Pape Matar Sarr. However, he is back on. George trying to tussle the ball off. He gets the ball. Here come Everton. Armstrong passes it out wide. You get a goal here. Tottenham will be absolutely shaken. Outside of the box. Dewsbury Hall has been subbed off. So he can't play any avail. Ball does come in. It's headed just wide. Very close. It's a lovely cross in. The header has power on it, but it doesn't have the accuracy. And really, really close. Finish at the Forest ground. 1-1 with Forest and Bournemouth drawing. Man City 1, Aston Villa 2 finish. Finished at Anfield 1-1. And it's also finished at the Sunderland game 2-1. Even after Chelsea had a man sent off. All of those games will go for all of them after full time is here. Player down for Tottenham. Foul given. A free kick towards Tottenham. West Ham fans are clapping their players. They're doing a lap of honour. It doesn't look like things are going to change. But there is still the hope. Action areas in the last 10 minutes. 49% towards where Everton are trying to score. 42% in the midfield. And 9% where Tottenham are aiming to score. This is really going to come down to the end. Ball played from the Tottenham free kick. Everton regain possession back off of it. Attempting to get the ball forward here, Pickford. Met with a Tottenham header. Going to be a free kick for Everton after a foul. This is exactly on the halfway line, or just behind it. This is really going to come down to the last few minutes. If you are watching, thank you so much. Please make sure to subscribe as we bring you the final few minutes of this thrilling encounter. Ball outside of the box with Everton. Passing it out wide to George. George now trying to come back in. He is in the box. George with a shot. It's hit the ball. He's hit the ball right to the goal. And Kinski has dived to save it. Wow. What a save. What an effort by George. This is the last game going in the Premier League, I believe. Because Burnley has finished 1-1. Yes, this is the only game live. Everyone's eyes are turning to this. The Everton corner comes in. It's headed away. Now with the ball at Mikalenko's feet. Played into the box. Now George is on the outside of the box with the ball at his feet. We're about to hit 99 minutes. That is all of the allotted time, but there will be more to play. Mykolenko playing more centrally. Ball played in by Garner. The header goes over. It's going to be what I believe is a goal kick. Roberto De Zerbi celebrating. He's gone over to the fourth official. How long have we got left? And the fourth official saying, I can't tell you. That is confidential, he says. The Tottenham fans are celebrating in the sunshine. It looks like they are going to be safe. It shouldn't have come down to the final day. Referee has whistle in hand. What will happen? Kicks away by Kinski. It's gone out for a throw-in for Everton. We've reached 100 minutes on the clock. Ball now on the wing. Gonna play it more centrally maybe. They've got to go backwards. Mykolenko wants to go long. Moyes is shouting, go long, but they're still the halfway line. Clock is going. Time is running out. This could be Everton's last chance. Ball played in centrally, and it's cleared by Tottenham. It's going to be an Everton corner. Fans now are leaving the London Stadium. They did that in the FA Cup. They weren't allowed back in, but it stayed Leeds' way at the end. Should stay Tottenham's way. Garner. Back now. Edge of the box. Player down, and that is it. Tottenham are safe. Roberto De Zerbi. And West Ham are relegated. You have to feel for them. But Tottenham have done it. We shouldn't be celebrating. But Tottenham are safe by 2 points. And West Ham are now confirmed to be relegated. They have just found out at the London Stadium. Some of them don't care. They have the hammers on their chest. They will be in the EFL Championship next season. But this side won't. Tottenham are safe. They were so close to relegation. Roberto De Zerbi came and made them safe. And now with this win, they have 3 wins, 2 draws and 2 losses under Roberto De Zerbi. There is a player down for Tottenham receiving assistance, but they are all fine. We'll find out, hopefully. Christian Romero, the man who said he was going to be in Argentina, would have missed this, is in attendance. He is on the pitch now. But West Ham are relegated to the Championship, even though they won 3-0 at the London Stadium. You have to feel for them. But it has been a really, really bad season for both of these clubs. But at the end, it's the whites of Tottenham that are celebrating. The Clarets of West Ham are left relegated to the Championship. We're going to take a quick minute break. When we come back, we will wrap up with all the scores from around the league, including the race to Europe. And we will take a quick break, and we will do that. But West Ham are relegated. Tottenham are safe, and they will live for another season in the Premier League. We'll see you after the break. welcome back then to our final part of the Premier League, final day on FT Sport. We can also confirm around the grounds that Brighton have earned the Conference League. Sunderland are now in the Europa League. They found that out on the pitch. Someone had the phone out watching the match. They burst into celebration. The fans are there, and Europe is confirmed for Sunderland. What a season it has been for them. And they've had also time to celebrate as a result of our game finishing late. And Bournemouth as well. Ryanair, they have a Ryanair flag flying from Bournemouth to Europe. Bournemouth have confirmed Europa League. Right then, let's show you all the scores. These were all the scores at half time. And look, they've all changed. It is finished. Brighton 0, Man United 3. They are already confirmed third. Brighton, though, weren't going to win that. Burnley 1, Wolves 1. And that means Burnley will take 19th place in the standings. We didn't even get a clear winner in the battle for 19th place. Crystal Palace 1, Arsenal 2. It was nearly 2-2, and Crystal Palace nearly spoilt the party for the champions. However, that goal was disallowed, which means Arsenal won there 2-1. Fulham have beaten Newcastle 2-0, just to make Newcastle's season even worse, and hopefully for them next season they are a bit better. Liverpool in the last game for stars like Andy Robertson and Mo Salah drew 1-1 with Brentford. Brentford trying to get Europe, they couldn't in the end. So that didn't go well for them. Man City 1, Aston Villa 2. Aston Villa spoiling the Pep Guardiola leaving party. And they thought they had a late winner there, Man City, but that was disallowed due to VAR. It was going to be 2-2, but finishes 2-1. Nottingham Forest 1, Bournemouth 1. The end result there at the City ground. Sunderland 2, Chelsea 1. Great game for them against a 10-man Chelsea side. Tottenham have done all they need to do to be safe against Everton, winning 1-0, and they are safe. And West Ham did all they needed to do to be safe against Leeds, against Tottenham, but it wasn't enough because Tottenham won, and that game finished 3-0 towards the Clarets, but they didn't win in the end. So then, we will leave you here with the big news of 1, Tottenham are safe, 2, Sunderland, Bournemouth, and well, I can't believe this, Sunderland, Bournemouth are all in the Europe, are all going to Europa League, Conference League, all of that. And there's a lot more to talk about, but at the end of the day, the table looks like this. We'll quickly read the table. Arsenal finished top as champions by 7 points. Man City second on 78 points. Man United confirmed third. They won today 3-0. Aston Villa won at Man City. They finished fourth. Liverpool finished fifth after a draw. Bournemouth in that sixth spot on 57 points. Brighton and Sunderland. Sunderland are ahead in seventh on 54 points. And teams on 53 points, Brighton and Brentford. Brighton are on 8th from goal difference by 3 goals. Brentford in 9th. Chelsea mid in the table in 10th place on 52 points, as well as Fulham, but they are behind on goal difference in 11th. Newcastle finished 12th on 49 points. Everton 49 points in 13th. Leeds 14th. Crystal Palace 15th. Nottingham Forest 16th. Spurs 17th. West Ham 18th. By 2 points, and Burnley and Wolves are 19th and 20th. They are the relegated sides. So we know our teams for next season in the Premier League. It's everyone except from West Ham, Burnley and Wolves. Coventry, Ipswich and Hull add to the fray. West Ham, Burnley, Wolves are EFL Championship bound, and those three, who knows, maybe it'll be a title fight between those three. Who knows? There's a long off season to look at everything, but from all of us here at FT Sport, you have been watching the final day And there's a lot to come this summer. Cricket, tennis, Formula 1. There's a lot to bargain for. So make sure you subscribe and follow as we take you through. We actually have a few more minutes we can stay on for. So we might as well just talk for about 3 more minutes. We've got 3 more minutes of our coverage. So Tottenham are safe. That's what we know. West Ham fans might have something to say about the performance from Everton this afternoon. David Moyes' side did not register a shot on target until second half stoppage time. Moyes said, though, he wanted to keep his former side up. His players clearly did not share that feeling. They were not the best today, but they still did show very well. Arsenal will lift the title, and that will happen momentarily. And we've got time for that. 6:30 p.m. for that. So if you want to see that, tune into that at 6:30 p.m. First time in 22 years. It's been a long time coming for them indeed. But there is a lot to say about this final day. I'm going to count how many final day goals we had, because there was a lot of them. We had 3 at Man United. So we're on 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I've lost count actually, sorry. We'll restart that again. Man United, 3. Okay, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 goals throughout the final day of this season. And it meant the 3 goals at West Ham were not good enough for their safety in the Premier League next season. West Ham left relegated to the Championship. We'll show you all those final scores one more time before we go off. We have 30 seconds. Brighton 0, Man United 3, Burnley 1, Wolves 1, Crystal Palace 1, Arsenal 2, Fulham 2, Newcastle 0, Liverpool 1, Brentford 1. There's a lot. Man City 1, Aston Villa 2, Nottingham Forest 1, Bournemouth 1, Sunderland 2, Chelsea 1, Tottenham 1, Everton 0, and West Ham 3, Leeds 0. That does it for our coverage of the final day. And gotta say, thank you very much for watching. If you're not subscribed, make sure you are. We've got a lot of sport coming up this summer. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.